Well, welcome back to tonight's second game of the doubleheader between St. Louis Park and the Tigers from Minneapolis South. This is Autumn Ballesteros is up for the Orioles. And she'll be facing Estrella Smart. Estrella goes 2-0. The Tigers won the first game 8-6 in a good battle. There's Autumn right up the middle, and that'll be Autumn getting on. Nice. So Autumn gets a hit and finds herself safe at first base. And now the batter's number 4, Sophie Macklem Johnson. Sophie's been hitting the ball extremely well as of late. And as her friends call her SMJ, they want to see her get on here safely. And there's a pass ball. Autumn's going to second. And she's up safely. Ooh. So not sure. Autumn got a little carried away there. Gives a big smile. She's always testing Coach Wahutka. So there's a strike on Sophie. So 1-1. Sophie's on top of that one, 1-2. She falls it off. Got a little coaching change here in game number 2. Now coaching first base is the pitching coach, Stephanie Johnson. And Coach Al Wahutka. Oh, there's Sophie, pulls one to left, and that's going to drop in fair. Beautiful play by Sophie. Nice hit. So now runners at first and second. And that brings up number 33, Lauren Resnick. Lauren's coming off a couple hit game from game number 1. She's been on a little bit of a tear lately. There's a hit right up the middle, and Resnick continues her hot streak. Let's see if they round Audie. Nope, they hold her up. So, oh, there's a loose ball getting in. So Lauren Resnick records a hit, and that's 3 hits in a row there. And now the bases are full of birds for Jenna Laidlaw. The 3-4 spot has been pretty consistent this year with Resnick and Laidlaw. Laidlaw again, the senior co-captain. She's been doing the majority of the catching this year. She watches a high one. And ball 1. Ball 2, so 2-0 on Laidlaw. The girls look extremely cold. Just want to remind you folks on TV, it's hard to tell, but it's an extremely cold day in May here. For this late in the season, it looks like fall. It feels like fall-like conditions. And Jenna watches strike 1. So 2-1 on Jenna Laidlaw. Bases full of birds. Orioles abound. Jenna cuts through a little late on the swing there. I think she was expecting a different pitch. So 2-2. Nobody out. She goes down deep for that one. She lifts one to center. Center fielder makes a beautiful catch. Here's Autumn coming from third. She slides in safe. So a nice job by Jenna sending it out to center field and scoring Autumn Ballesteros from third base. So we've got 1 out, and this brings up number 26, Maria, the Crime Dog Bar. We've got Resnick at first, Sophie Macklem Johnson over at second, and let's see if Maria can stay hot. She's been slapping the ball all over, a lot to right field. She looks at ball at strike 1. And there's ball, and the runners are moving. No throw. So SMJ is down on third. Lauren Sweet Feet Resnick is over at second. And the Crime Dog is up. She cuts it. That's foul. So I believe the count is 1-2. hard to tell from my angle. I missed that count. Ball low. 2-2 is the count. Double deuces. On deck, number 32, Lauren Myra. Ball. Full count now. So a full boat for Maria Barr. That's high. And she's going to get a pass. So proceed to first. Do not collect $200. We've got bases full of birds. And this brings up the other Lauren Myra, number 32. Lauren swings it right back up. The pitcher comes home with it. Play to first. Double play. So a very nice play. 1, 2, 3. So 1 run scores on 3 hits. And 2 left on. So after a half inning complete, the Orioles find themselves up 1-0. We're going to take a look around the field, and we'll try and get you caught up with positions here. So pitching tonight is, for the first time of the season, is coming as a starter would be Kristen Botsett. She's the senior co-captain. And catching will be Jenna Laidlaw, the other captain, senior. First base, we've got Lauren Myra. Second base, we've got Autumn Ballesteros. Third base, we're still waiting for a third baseman. Oh, actually, she's over hiding. That would be number 33, Lauren Resnick. Shortstop is Mackenzie Evenson. We've got left field is Shelby Borash. Center field is Anya. And right field is Maria Barr. And we'll have some other announcements for you shortly. The challenge is we did not get a lineup from the South team, so we're going to be guessing at the lineup here as they all are wearing sweatshirts, but it looks like it's going to be Ko is going to lead off. Eva Ko, she's a senior. And on deck, looks like it's going to be the pitcher from the first game. And that was Taylor Arion. So bear with me here with the South team as I'm working without a card. Squares up to bunt, and Ko gets a strike. So very good movement, a little different look now from the infield. You had Resnick, the 2 Laurens on the corners, and they were both charging hard. Let's see what Ko does here. Good speed. She laid down a couple bunts in game 1. Kristen Botsett with the bigs wind up. There's a bunt. Resnick bare hands it. Oh, and she throws it wide over Autumn's head. But Maria Barr with a good backup, and almost got her at second. Mackenzie covering at second. So Resnick came up with a beautiful barehanded play, but unfortunately the throw goes high and wide to first. So Ko will reach on an error. And this will be Arion. Taylor pitched in the first game and got a hit or 2. Here's Botsett. She throws in the dirt. Laidlaw can't make the play. And Ko goes to third. So now runner at third, nobody out. And it's 1-0 on Taylor Arion. And the pitch. Ooh, she got her to swing at a low one. She's charging home, and there's no play at home. So the run scores. Botsett is able to get Arion on the strike. And that ties the score up 1-1. Excuse me. The windup by Botsett and the pitch. Oh, and a long fly ball. That's going to be, and misplayed in center field. Anya comes up. She throws, misses the cutoff, and Lauren Myra's there to pick it up. So a nice hit by Taylor Arion. She finds herself safe at second base. And this looks like it's Alex Pythian. Pythian went 2 for 4 in the first game. Got a nice compact swing. Oh, that's in the dirt. And ball skitters away from Jenna, and Taylor finds herself safe at third. So now Tigers find themselves with another runner in scoring position. Nobody out. Bottom half of the first, 1-1 here at Oriole Park at Aquila Fields. Alex Pythian. She swings. She right over the top of that one. She definitely wanted something there, a little extra. I don't know if you can see in the picture, but she is way in front of the plate. Her right foot is even with the front of the plate. And she swings over the top of that one. So now we've got 2-2, I believe. Oh, a beautiful changeup. Really caught her out in front of that one. So 1 out, runner on third, and that's Kristen Botzet's first strikeout of the year. So congratulations to Kristen, and a very nice pitch. And this brings up the pitcher. This is Estrella Smart. She pulls one down the third base line. Resnick over there to corral it foul. So strike one. Royals would like to get another out and stop the bleeding here. Estrella looks like a big hitter up there. She's really working that bat. Oh, another one in the dirt. So Kristen's been, where she's missed in the dirt. So she's missing low. Just got to get it up a little bit. And another one in the dirt. Smart's looking for one she can tag. Botzett brings it up. That's low, and that's in the dirt. Runner takes 2 steps and then comes back. Morgan Kane is really upset with Taylor. She wanted her to score. They're having a nice discussion over there, and it looks like Taylor will be running some extra laps after practice. So 3-1 on Estrella Smart, and that ball's high. So she gets a free pass. And now it's first and third. And that's Kristen's first walk of the game. And looks like we're trying to make some adjustments here. So number 2 now is Meyer. She's going to courtesy run for the pitcher, Smart. And this will bring up number 20. I believe this is Horn, Lisetta Horn. But again, with the sweatshirts on, it's hard to tell. She actually looks like she has a jacket on. So strike one. Yeah, I believe this is Lisetta Horn. So strike one to Horn. 1 out. Runners at the corners. Let's see if Meyer takes off on this one. I have a funny feeling she's going to go. She takes off. She's gone. Uh-oh, the pitch comes down. Oh, and they throw it behind. Unfortunately, Mackenzie couldn't come up with the play. So Jenna didn't snap it as hard as she would have liked to. And the runner from third, that's Irian, she scores. And now it's 2-1. And Smart, who did get on with the walk, and the runner Meyer for her now scurries over to third, so now runner again at third base. Kristen Botzett winds up the delivery, and that's too high. And the runner's coming, Meyer's coming from third. There's no play at home, and she doesn't bother to slide. And she scores. So now it's 3-1 here in the first. A lot of action here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is the second half of the twin bill. We've got one out, and Lisetta Horn remains the batter. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Horn. Oh, she went right at her, so strike 3. And that'll be the second out. So Kristen Botzett records her second strikeout of the season. And this brings up, I believe this was the first baseman, Signe Rudrud. Low, ball 2. See if Kristen can work herself out of a little jam here. Ooh, nice pitch inside. So 2-1 on the batter, Rudrud. Ball outside. 3-1. This is the hitter's pitch now. Let's see if she's up there free swinging. Signe's a tall first baseman. Looking at her. She's got a pretty tall stance. Oh, and she watches ball 4. So base on balls. So in addition to Kristen's 2 strikeouts, now she also has 2 base on balls. So hopefully we can get this one. Runner at first. 2 outs. And the batter is Carly Ekstrom. Ekstrom played second base in the first game. A windup and the pitch. Strike. Got a nice low strike there. Again, Kristen, she's right there on that lower inside half of the plate. Notice Kristen's dad is at the park. Big supporter of Kristen's throughout the years. Oh, and there we go. Another low and inside pitch. So might have found Ekstrom's weakness here. It'll be interesting to see where Coach Stephanie has Jenna line up. Right now she's center plate. Now she's squeezing in a little bit. So I think they're going to ask for that low and inside pitch. Let's see if Ekstrom can make the adjustment. Nope, she goes high. Runner takes off. And she's safe at second. So Rudrud is now at second base on the pass ball. Ekstrom's looking at a 1-2 count. 2 outs. 3-1. And ball's in the dirt. Should be 2-2 on Ekstrom. And the lights have come on here at Oriole Park at Aquila Fields. There's a beautiful pitch. She pulled the string on that one for the 3rd out. So all 3 outs recorded that inning were on strikeouts. So Kristen is doing a nice job there. But unfortunately, they gave up 3 runs. So at the bottom of 1, end of 1, we've got St. Louis Park 1 and South 3. And we'll take a break and we'll be back.
Everyone thinks my husband's a great guy, but I'm not happy with the way things are going. I'm starting to dread his weekend drinking. I start to feel tense every Friday because I know exactly what's coming. He's talkative and full of energy on Saturday morning, but by afternoon he starts to get loud and scary. He keeps on drinking until he passes out Saturday night. It starts over again on Sunday. What really scares me is his behavior reminds me of my father. I really hoped for something better. My neighbor, a school counselor, told me to try Al-Anon family groups. I didn't think weekend drinking was that serious, but I heard Al-Anon members whose situation sounded a lot like mine. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you could learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit alanonfamilygroups.org.
Well, good evening and welcome back to the action here at St. Louis Park, where we're watching St. Louis Park girls fast pitch softball on ParkTV 16. Leading off the top of the second for the Orioles is Mackenzie Evenson. Mackenzie's playing shortstop tonight. She hits one up the middle, and there's another hit for Mackenzie, and Mackenzie's staying hot. So congratulations to Mackenzie, and she's at first base safely. So number 19 going with the short sleeves, and she's swinging the hot stick. And now number 15, the 8th grader, that's Anya. Anya swings it back up the middle, right to the pitcher. Pitcher goes to second for the play. Oh, she dropped it. Oh, he said she's out. So apparently she dropped it on the exchange. So Anya's at first on the fielder's choice. Now batting is number 34, that's Shelby Borash. Shelby coming off a concussion, so it's good to see Shelby back. And unfortunately, right after she got the concussion, she was scheduled to come back, and then she had another incident, and they held her back for another couple of days to make sure that she was safe to play. So now here she is back in the lineup, and she watches ball 2. So 2-0 on Borash, and Shelby was in left field for game number 2. She played right field in game number 1. And she watches 3-0. So I'm assuming she's going to have the take here. We'll see what happens. So runner at first, 1 out. Top of the second on a blistery night here in St. Louis Park. And ball 4. So 4 consecutive pitches of balls. And Shelby finds herself with a free pass, and she's safe at first. Anya moves over to second. And this brings up Autumn Ballesteros. Top of the order. Autumn got a hit her first time, and she looks at strike 1. 3-1 here. That ball's low. 1-1. So Estrella Smart doing a decent job pitching, having a little bit of control problems here early. Not as consistent as the pitcher from game 1, who was Taylor Arian, but she, cold conditions, and we'll give her a chance to see if she can find her groove here. So Autumn looks at 3-1 now, and let's see what Estrella decides to come at her with. That's low, ball 4. So runners move around. That should bring up Sophie Macklin-Johnson. SMJ. Anya's at third, Shelby's at second, and the catcher, I believe that's Ekstrom catching. Ekstrom's coming out having a little discussion. Horn is over at third base. Rudrud stays at first. Ooh, big cut by Sophie. Oh, 0-1 on the batter. Macklin Johnson had a big hit in the first inning. She watches that one. 1-1. So Sophie's done a nice job spraying the ball around the field. She's hit a couple up the middle, and the last hit she hit to left field. She's way ahead of that one, but a good cut. She's just jumping on that ball. Like to see the aggressiveness. This is a new Sophie. Good for her. All right, so here we go, number 4. 1-2 the count. 1 out. Bases loaded. She's all over that one. That goes foul. Folks, when you see the foul ball go back directly behind the backstop, that indicates that the batter is right on it. Perfect timing, just barely missing it. If she can just take a little bit more. Oh, and there she goes, right up to third. Plays at home. Oh, and a good scoop by the pitcher, or excuse me, the catcher. So Sophie's safe at first on the fielder's choice. Anya's out at home for the second out. So 2 outs now, and that brings up the third baseman, Lauren Resnick. Last time up, Lauren hit a shot up the middle. So bases full of birds. Resnick watches an inside one. Ball 1. And she hits that one, right back at the pitcher. Pitcher decides to come home with it. Usually they go to first on that play, but she gets the out at any rate. So 3 outs. And unfortunately, with all the batters that inning, the Orioles just could not get a run in. So we got some movement. We got a couple of walks, and I think we had at least 1 hit there, and Autumn had a hit, as well as Mackenzie had a hit. So moving them around a little bit. But after 1.5 complete, Orioles are behind 3-1. South should be coming up with their 8-9-1 batters. And again, working without a scorecard, it's going to be difficult to tell who's coming up until they actually get up to the plate. And if we can see a number or if we can hear the kids cheer, that's always a good indication as to who it is. So it looks like this could be Morgan Harris. Morgan jumps out in the on-deck circle. And we've got Meyer also. So Meyer and Harris are going behind the catcher. And it looks like it'll be Meyer first and then Harris. M-E-I-E-R. Just verifying the hits for Park. We have I have 4 hits for Park. There was a couple of fielder's choice there. So Meyer leading off the bottom half of the second here in a home series. You can see a lot of the girls are trying to warm their arms up, warm their hands up in this cold. Oh, and she's way out in front of that one. So a little different velocity from Lauren to Kristen, and I think a lot of these girls are way out ahead expecting a little different pitch, and which is working to Kristen's advantage, and she jumps out 0-1. That one's outside, so a good mix-up. She's going in, she's going out. Kristen sporting the white shoes, made famous by the Oakland A's and Billy White Shoes Johnson. 2-1's the count on Anna Meyer. Anna made a nice catch in right field in game 1. Oh, and excuse me swing, and Kristen gets lucky and gets a strike out of that as a foul ball occurred. So 2-2 on the count for Meyer. She's the first batter of the bottom of the second for the Tigers. A lot of chatter coming from that south. Oh, the changeup, a big looping changeup for Kristen Botzett, who just is really doing a nice job with that pitch. and she records her 4th strikeout of the game. And now we go to, this is Harris, Morgan Harris. Harris is playing second base today for the second game. I believe she sat out the first game. That's low. It's a good miss. So Botsett seems to have settled down a little bit here. Took her an inning to get warmed up. I don't know if anybody's warm in this weather, but looks like she's got her groove. Well, and I spoke too soon as she sails one high. So, sorry about that, Kristen. I jinxed you. 2-1, or 2-0 on the count. And number 5 is Botsett, senior co-captain. She gets a strike. 2-1 is the count. So Orioles have some players in some different positions now. We've got Resnick over at third. And 3-1 is the count. We've got Anya, the 8th grader, out in center field. So a relatively young infield. Resnick's a sophomore. Mackenzie's a freshman. Audie's a sophomore. Lauren Myra's a junior. Out in the outfielder, we've got Maria Barr, who's a junior. That's ball 4. We've got an 8th grader, and we've got a 10th grader. So a lot of potential here for Wahatka. A lot of youth, and hopefully this is the future of Orioles softball. So base on balls, and that brings the top of the order. This is Ko. Ko likes to bunt. She got on the first inning on an E5. Resnick made a beautiful barehanded play, picking the ball up, and then when she went to throw over to first, just overthrew Autumn. So ball's in play. Oh, ball was in play, and Jenna just didn't make the play. So she picked it up and chose not to throw it. I think she assumed it was a foul ball and kind of gave up on the play there. So infield hit for Ko, and that moves Harris over to second. It's first and second with 1 out. So the batter now is Talene. I'm not sure if she's pinch hitting for Ko. She cuts hard. That ball slicing down the right field line, just foul. So I believe she's batting for Arion. Oh, wow. A beautiful hit. She hung back on that changeup and hit a line drive to right field. So a nice hit by Talene. And now the bases are loaded. They're full of Tigers. And this is Pythian, Alex Pythian. She struck out her first time, but she also has had a big hit tonight. So now let's see if Kristen can hold it. 1 out. Bottom of the second, bases loaded, and the Tigers are up 3-1. The windup and the pitch. Nice low pitch by Kristen Botsett. So 1-1 the count. And this is the heart of their order. Ooh, she hit her. So hit by pitch. That's going to sting a little bit in this cold weather. And Harris scores from third, making it 4-1. Ko moves over to third. Talene moves over to second. Pythian finds herself safe at first with a hit by pitch. And that brings up the pitcher, Smart. And she's outside, so hopefully that doesn't affect Kristen. Hopefully she can settle down here and regain her composure. On a cold and blustery night here in St. Louis Park, Oriole Park at Aquila Fields. That ball's in the dirt, and it's 2-0. You really don't appreciate how the pitchers are doing until you experience this weather and trying to hold that leather or that ball when it's wet and it's full of things. So that's a long fly ball. It's hit over towards third. Resnick can't make the play. She gets it in. They could have gone right back to third for the force out, and they didn't make it. So okay, so now they're calling it back. Infield fly rule. So the batter's out, so no error on the play. So Strea's out. Runner scores. Infield fly for the second out. So no damage there, or very little damage, I guess, as the umpire probably should have called that right away, and he didn't. So this brings up Lisetta Horn. Last time up, Horn struck out. Ooh, she takes an inside ball. So 5-1 here, bottom of the second inning. Ball. 1-1. Fans, if you get a chance to come out and support your local high school sports, we highly recommend you do, and get out and see some of the talent from the area. I think you'll have a good time, and the price is right. There's a foul ball, 1-2. It really is enjoyable to see some of these kids and their development, and not only are they excelling on the field, but they're also excelling in the classroom. It's fun to read about their successes and see these kids grow up to be fine young citizens. Nope, there goes a wide pitch. Runner's coming from third. There's no play at home. So Maddie Thaleen now scores. And Pythian ends up at third. And now we've got a runner at third. So the third run of the inning scores. Orioles are now down 6-1. Should be 2-2 on the batter. Oh, she swings at a low one. That's a foul ball. Runner tried to score on the foul ball. It's aggressive play. She just won't get away with it. So Horn battles tough. I think she's seen about 5 pitches already. And the windup by Buttsett, and the release on another high one. Now there's a play at the plate. Oh, and she's safe. So Pythian scores. Alex scores from third. And that brings the score 7-1. So now it's 3-2. It should be a full count, and it's Kristen and Lisetta going at it mano y mano. See if Kristen can settle down here and rock and fire. The big windup. Oh, and she got her. So that's a nice way to end the inning. Third out with a strikeout. So 4-run score on 2 hits and no one left on base. And after 2 complete, we've got 7-1 Tigers. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here at Oriole Park. We'll see you in a few.
George, it's a great deal. Only used a couple of times, and it gets great parsecs for very little dilithium crystals.
Well, I appreciate the offer, but what I really need is information about Social Security. How do I find out what my monthly payment will be?
Online.
How about if I just want Medicare?
Online?
Oh my. We'll boldly go to socialsecurity.gov.
Let's go kick the tires.
Well, welcome back to Oriole Park at Aquila Fields, where tonight the Orioles are hosting the Minneapolis South Tigers from South High. And the Orioles are leading off the top of the third here with the catcher, Jenna Laidlaw. Orioles find themselves down 7-1. And Laidlaw swings at the first pitch, slicing to right field, but a beautiful catch by Anna Meyer. So if you're scoring at home, that's F9, 1 out. And that brings up Maria Barr. Maria's playing right field here in game number 2. Maria got a base on ball, her first at bat. Now she swings up the middle, and there you go. First pitch, and she goes right at it. So the Orioles are starting to make some decent contact. And Maria finds herself on base for the second time tonight in this game. So Lauren Myra, the number 32, she's playing first base. Interesting windup by Estrella. She has the figure 8 windup where they kind of gives a little wiggle for momentum. You'll see her go left to right. And then the delivery. Lauren Myra, all arms on the swing. They go to second. Oh, and Maria gets in without sliding. So interesting play there. She looks like she might have slowed down going to second. Here you'll see Lauren gets just all arms. There's no lower body in that. That's why the ball didn't go anywhere. Estrella goes to second. Maria beats out that throw, and it was too late to go to first as Lauren scurried up first base. So now the runners are going pass ball, and the ball gets back quickly to the catcher. That's Ekstrom. And now we've got Maria at third, Lauren Myra at second. Mackenzie's got a 1-0 count. And there's a strike. So even in the count up at 1-1. Last time up, Mackenzie had a nice hit out to right field. Right center. And Estrella throws the ball. That's high and outside. A good play by Ekstrom. Ekstrom's throwing some athleticism back there. She pops out of that crouch and catches it across her body very nicely. Here's Smart on the, and a big hit. And it's missed by the center fielder, so Mackenzie gets on. She's going to find herself at second. Oh, Lauren's slowing down, and then, but she ends up going. There we go. It looked like Lauren might have slowed down coming around. So a nice play. Maria Barr will score the second run, and then Lauren Myra gets our third run of the night. And Mackenzie Evenson finds herself at second base on the drop fly ball. So a big hit by Mackenzie, really extended her arms. And this is Anya. Anya finds herself behind 0-1 in the count. And there was a pass ball there, and Mackenzie didn't go. I'm not sure if Al was talking to her or not. I think he might be playing safe. Oh, Anya holds off. Now Mackenzie's going to third, and so she ends up there anyway. So she got to buy one, get one free. And the Orioles find themselves down 7-3 now. Making a nice little run. Let's see if they can continue the streak with 1 out. Anya watches it outside. And Ekstrom doesn't even look down to third. She just fires it back. That ball's low. Ekstrom still not paying attention to third base. It'll be interesting to see if Al has Mackenzie squeeze down a little bit. Ooh, the floater. So ball 4. And that's a base on ball for Anya, and that's her first time. So congratulations. And this brings up number 34. That should be Shelby Borash. Shelby playing left field tonight in the second game here. So she sees strike one. Ball one, 1-1. So evens the count up, and Anya finds her way down to second base as I looked away. So second and third, one away. Shelby Borash, a big cut, just missing. So Shelby's now 1-2. Shelby's looking for her first hit of the season. She watches it outside. Now we've got double deuce. 2-2. 2-2, ducks on the pond. And she overswings on that one. So Shelby's goes down swinging. That gives us 2 outs. And the top of the order, number 3, Autumn Ballesteros. Autumn walked her last time up and got a hit her first time up. So she's 1 for 1 with a walk tonight. Getting on base both times. And Autumn swings. She gets that over the shortstop's head. That's a beautiful play. That's going to score 1. Alwa Hutka's waving in Anya. There's going to be no play at the plate, and Autumn ends up on second. A beautiful hit by Autumn Ballesteros. Very timely. So Mackenzie scores. Anya scores. There you can see the hit on the replay. She just lifted it into the green. And now Autumn finds herself, as we were looking at the replay, she scurried over to third on the pass ball. SMJ is now up. Sophie Macklem Johnson, one of our National Honor students. It's a big cut for Sophie. So 2 outs, runner at third. Ooh. Sophie's up there cutting. And strike 3. So that's the third out, but very productive inning for the Orioles as they put up 4 on the scoreboard. And now the score is 7-5. As we go into the bottom of the third. We'll take a look and see South. South will be coming up with, it should be Rudrud, Ekstrom, and Meyer. Oh, wow, okay. We're gonna do a little tallying up here, working with the booth. I believe Park has 6 total hits tonight in this game so far. Been quite a few fielder's choice and some base on balls. Oh, and it looks like the Orioles have made a pitching change. They're now throwing freshman number 19, Mackenzie Evenson. So we've got changes all over the field. We're going to run you through them real quick. We've got Maria Barr now in left field. Kristen Botzett is now in center field. Anya moved from center over to right. And in the infield, Shelby Borash moves from left field into shortstop. And Mackenzie Evenson moves from shortstop to pitcher. So for those of you keeping track at home, it's been a little bit of a change. Oh, and I'm noticing now it looks like we might have a change at catcher too. I can't tell from here if that's Shea Swenson or if that's, it is. I believe that's Shea Swenson. I'm sorry, from my vantage point, it's a little hard to tell. Shea is number 11. Shea is also a freshman and pulling double duty in the JV as well as the varsity play. So she fires down to Shelby at short, And now we'll have our customary meeting at the rubber. It's going to be a little chatter, talk about the game situation. It looks like Lauren's trying to lead the group. Get everybody loosey-goosey. So everyone goes back to their spots. Bottom of the third, this should be Signe Rudrud. Rudrud playing first base in both games tonight, taking advantage of that height. She hits a hard one up the middle, so first pitch right up the middle. She wastes no time and finds herself on first base. So second time tonight she reaches first. First time she walked, and it was a 4 consecutive pitches, and then first pitch she swings and goes up the middle for a hit. And this should be Ekstrom. Ekstrom is catching for game number 2. She's known to lay down a bunt. We'll see if they try and do that to move the runner around. Resnick in just a little at third. Ball's inside. And a big lead over on first by Rudrud. But she doesn't go. 5-7 here, bottom of the third, Oriole Park. A good bunt. Mackenzie barehands it over to first, and Lauren Myra throws it. She delayed, and then she did not make a good throw to third. Boy, they had her dead to rights, and smart play by Mackenzie. Mackenzie comes up with the great play. Here you'll see Mackenzie barehanding it, makes a good throw over to first. Lauren Myra sees it. She took 2 hops and then unfortunately threw it kind of sidearm. It went right of the bag into left field, and Rudrud ends up on third with 1 out. She goes to lay down the bunt. And that would score Rudrud from third. So a nice bunt by Anna Meyer, who gets an infield hit. And this should bring up Harris. Morgan Harris, who was playing second base. And the South Tigers are putting on a clinic with their bunting. There's short hops it by Shelby. Shelby over to first. So Shelby gets the out. I thought she might have gone to second there. She was right there. She could have got the lead runner. But we get the out. That's the important thing. So 2 outs. Top of the order now. This should be Coe. Coe's also a good bunter. And she lays down the bunt. We've seen this a number of times. Shea. So Shea comes up, throws. And Anna scores from first. So Anna Meyer scores. Coe is safe at first on an infield bunt. And this should bring up Maddie Talene. So 2 outs. Unfortunately, they gave up 2 of the 4 that they scored on their half of the inning. There's a good scoop by Shea, and Harris steals. No one's talking, so I know that's a concern with Al Wahutka. These girls need to be talking to each other. They need to let each other know what's going on. We might be seeing a little fatigue. It is very cold out here, and the girls could be getting tired. The fall ball. That's all right. I enjoyed that. So fall ball down the right or the third base line. And the pitch. She hits a low. Autumn stays with it. Does she make the play? Yes. Good job, Autumn. So Autumn bobbles it a little bit, but ends up staying with it, picking it up with her bare hand. It's key, and throwing it over to Lauren Meyer at first for the third out. So after 3 complete, we are now at 9-5 in favor of the Tigers. And the Tigers are coming back out with smart pitching. And Coach Al Wahutka has his full team out on the third base line, discussing strategy, giving him a little pep talk, letting him know, hey, they're not out of this. Top of the fourth, anything can happen. And they're going to be starting off with 3, 4, 5. It'll be interesting to see where they are in the order with all of the changes, if they're flex or if they were just pinch hitting. A lot of changes, so stay tuned, stay with us, and we'll try and bring you home. Looks like Lauren Resnick is in the on-deck circle, so she'll be leading off the top of the fourth inning here. Resnick jumps on the first pitch, foul. Looks like there's a loose ball in front of the south dugout. Not sure if anybody sees it. (5-9), top of the fourth. Ooh, watches that one go low and outside. So 0-2 on Lauren. Last time up, Lauren had a fielder's choice, and she had the big hit in the first. That one's in the dirt, 1-2. Lauren led her high school varsity basketball team in three-point shooting this year. Oh, and she hits a rocket out to center field, and she stays hot. A beautiful hit by Resnick. So Sweet Feet gets on with her second hit of the game, and she's 2 for 3. So nobody out. Resnick at first, and now we've got a substitution. Oh, this is Swanson, who had gone in for Jenna Laidlaw. So Shay Swanson entering here in the fourth. This will be Shay's first varsity at bat, so good luck to her and congratulations and welcome to the game. So we've got Swanson and Maria Barr on deck. Top half of the fourth inning here. Don't adjust your screen, that is correct. They switched on the doubleheader, so Orioles were the home team in the first game, and now Tigers are home team in the second. 5-9 in favor of Minneapolis South. Both teams' home colors are orange and black with white trim. That ball's in the dirt. Resnick takes a big lead. No throw over there. So 1-0 to Shay Swanson. Shay watches it outside. They come back quickly. Oh, the snap throw down to first. As Sweet Feet Resnick tries to draw the throw down. That ball's in the dirt. Ekstrom goes right back to the pitcher this time. So 3-0 on Swanson. And she sees ball or strike one. So 3-1 now. Here's the pitcher's, this is the hitter's pitch. Like to see her move Lauren around. Let's get a little hot streak going here. She's got big cut. Swanson going for a hit herself. And now it's 3-2. So full count to number 11, the catcher, Shay Swanson. Too high. Oh, and she went for it. So it should have been ball 4. I think she got excited, wanted to hit it, and unfortunately swung at a high one. So 1 out, and the batter's Maria Barr. And Maria takes a big cut. Ball in the dirt. 1-1. That ball is going slicing fall just over the truck here on the right side of the field. And the count is 1-2. It's unfortunate that they're not selling concessions tonight because, oh, dropped through. Actually, third strike, she can't go. Lauren, stay there. Stay there, Lauren. No one's really sure what's going on. So it was a drop third strike. Drop third strike on Maria. So 2 outs. Lauren goes over to third. Now they're contesting. Coach Kane is coming out to contest the call. So the umpire is explaining to Coach Morgan Kane that it was a strike 3. Lauren was running, and she's allowed to do that on strike 3, even if it's a drop ball. And so Lauren is safe at second. I think where the confusion was is that some people thought that Lauren might have left early. So here's the replay. You'll see Smart with the pitch. Ekstrom couldn't come up cleanly. And Morgan tried to get it, couldn't get it. Couldn't get her, she tried to plea her argument. So now here we go. 2 outs, Resnick at second. The batter's Myra, the other Lauren, and she goes straight back right into the stand. So there's a souvenir for some lucky fan. 0-1 on Lauren Myra. And you see the score at the bottom of the screen. Orioles down 4 here, top of the 4th. Myra swings it into the ground. That's going right to shortstop. Oh, and a beautiful play by Maddie. Very consistent tonight over at shortstop. So 6-3 for the third out. So we had no runs on 1 hit and 1 left on. And after 3.5 complete, your score, St. Louis Park 5, South Tigers 9.
Ah, the comforts of home, of gathering around a meal, spending time with loved ones in a safe, warm place. Millions would love to live in a house just like yours. Maybe they already do. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
ParkTV 16 welcomes you back to St. Louis Park Girls Softball. And St. Louis Park tonight is hosting a doubleheader with the Tigers from Minneapolis South. And we've had quite a few substitutions in the last inning and some changes around the field. The Orioles find themselves in the bottom of the 4th, down 9-5. So the scoreboard looks like this. South had 3 in the first, 4 in the second, and 2 in the third. Orioles had 1 in the first, none in the second, 4 in the third, and none in the fourth. And that brings us to a score of 9-5. And leading off for the Tigers in their bottom half of the 4th is going to be Alex Pythian. Pythian, she struck out her first time at bat, and last time at bat she was hit by a pitch. Kristen Botzett started the game, and there's a hard hit to short. Shelby Borash comes up, but she throws into the dirt. Lauren Myra chases it down, and Alex finds herself safe at first on an error on the throw. So E6 if you're scoring. And that brings up Estrella Smart. Smart is the pitcher for game number 2. You can see Mackenzie Evenson, number 19. She's the freshman who came in last inning in place of Kristen Botzett. Kristen Botzett moved back to her normal home in center field. And Mackenzie's in the dirt, and the runner, Pythian, going down to second. So on the passed ball, Alex gets a free pass down to second base. And Smart is the batter. Last time up, Smart was called out on the infield fly rule. There's Autumn Ballesteros with a nice scoop play and over to Lauren Myra for the 4-3 out. And that's 1 out, but that does move the runner Alex Pythian over to third base. So 1 out, and this should be Horn. Horn, the batter. Oh, and she scoops 1 out. Hits it out to center field. That's Kristen Botzett. She throws it in. But on that hit, that scores Alex Pythian from third to extend their lead to 10-5. But a beautiful hit by Lisetta Horn. Horn actually had struck out both times before. And this is the lanky first baseman, Signe Rudrud. Wonder if she plays volleyball or basketball. Can't coach height, as they say. Here's Signe. Takes another big cut. She kind of cue balls that one. Shea Swanson chases that foul ball down. Evenson adjusts their grip. The windup. And the pitch. And there's a fly ball. That's going to be trouble. It's in between second and short. Nobody called it. And it looked like Anya and Audie ran into each other there in short right field. That was perfectly placed. So a little flare hit for Rudrud. And that's 2 hits in a row for her and a base on ball. She's been on base all 3 times. And that moves Horn down to second base. So first and second, 1 away. And this brings up Ekstrom, the catcher. She cuts it that big cut. 0-1. She definitely is looking for some green. Another, and Lauren wasn't covering. There's the throw. So no one was talking, that no one knew that she was stealing, so they had a double steal on. And Shea went to make the throw. Lauren was playing up, and no one had talked to let anybody know that the runners were moving. So smart running by the Tigers there. Shea tried to make the throw down, so alert play. And there's a foul ball. So Carly Ekstrom is now looking at, I believe it's 1 and 2. Let's see what the ump is showing. Well, he refuses to tell us what the count is for this one, so we'll just sit back and see what happens. There's a swing. That's an easy grounder over to Autumn. Autumn underhands to Lauren Myra for the out. So a run scores. That's Horn scoring. Rudrud goes to third. Autumn records the 4-3 put out for out number 2, and this brings up should be Anna Meyer, who's been playing right field tonight. Got some speed. She lays down the bunt. She flicks it. She pulls it back, and it's a strike. So a good pitch by McKenzie. Ooh. So Shea tried to block that one down with her palm down. I think that would have been a good one. It looks like she's holding her wrist. That was a tough play. She might have wanted to go fingertips down to block that one, but it was in an odd position. So 1-1 on Meyer. That's in the dirt, and it looks like there again Shea's kind of trapping it with her palm down. So maybe some things to work on there. Making some adjustments on her straps there behind the plate. 11-5, Tigers over the Orioles here, bottom of the 4th. There's a hit back up the middle. Autumn dives for it. She can't make the play. The runner scores from third. And Anna Meyer finds herself safe at first with a hit. And that was Rudrud scoring from third. So another run scores. And the Tigers continue to put numbers on the board. This is Harris. Morgan Harris playing second base. She takes a big cut, but swings right underneath it for strike one. Mackenzie working hard out there. Again, this is Mackenzie's first varsity pitching experience, so good, doing a great job. Resnick comes all the way across. Oh, and she made the play to second with 2 outs. She probably should have gone to first on that one, but an amazing, I can't believe how much ground she covered. She actually crossed in front of the shortstop to make that play. Here you'll see it again, a slow roller. And Resnick comes all the way across. Beautiful play, but her momentum was taking her to first. She probably should have gone to first. Here's a bunch. Swanson pulls up and makes the play. So beautiful play. Shea Swanson comes out of the crouch and throws to Lauren Myra to record the 3rd out. So trying to do my math here, it looks like it's 12-5 after 4 complete. And a couple of nice plays there, some noteworthy plays. Shea Swanson really coming out of that crouch position for the 2-3 put out for the 3rd out. Very impressive. So maybe some good things to build on here. Even though the score might not reflect it, there are some highlights here, and it's good for these girls to see some of that success. And sometimes you have to experience a little success to believe that you can do it, and I think that it's that'll be a big confidence builder for Shea, and also for Mackenzie, who is doing her job. She's throwing strikes. She's might not be getting the help that she needs in the field. So that being said, we're moving into the top of the 5th, the Orioles half of the 5th. And this is the pitcher, Mackenzie Evenson, and she watches ball 1 soar high. Mackenzie has reached safely both times at the plate today, and she scored a run. There's a foul ball down the right field line and over the truck. That actually hit one of our storage containers over here at ParkTV 16. One of the South parents is down there, and they lob it back into play. So Mackenzie finds herself at 1-1. Ball high. Should be 2-1 on the count. Mackenzie's our first batter of the 5th inning. And she watches strike 2. So 22. 2-2 is the count on number 19, the pitcher, Mackenzie Evenson. Ooh, that was just missed low. Full count, 3-2. See if Mackenzie goes at it. She's been aggressive tonight, swinging to get on. Oh, and she watches inside just tight. So base on balls for Mackenzie. She reaches again safely. So Mackenzie gets on for her 3rd time of the game. And that'll bring up Anya. Anya now moving over to right field. That's in the dirt. Good scoop by Ekstrom. Pretty impressed with Ekstrom behind the plate. She actually was a little shaky at second in game 1, and really is doing a nice job behind the plate. There's ball 2 in the dirt. So Anya being selective here. Anya got on a fielder's choice and a base on balls. She scored a run, and she hits it. She pulls it. Oh, a nice play by the shortstop, and she gets Evenson out. Boy, Talene is playing a great job at short. So 6-4 for the first out. Anya gets on base with a fielder's choice there. And now we've got Shelby Borash. Shelby playing left field in game number 2. Oh, that ball was called strike. Shelby seemed a little surprised at that. She thought it was inside. 12-5 here at Oriole Park. And that goes high. The ball scurries away. Anya running down. She's safe at second. She rounds and holds. So Anya finds herself at second base. She scored last time. She scored in the 3rd. Let's see if they can move her around again. 34, Shelby Borash, sophomore. She swings. Shelby just turned 16, so a happy birthday to Shelby Borash, and understand she's excited about going for her license. Promised me we take me and my family for ice cream, so thank you. Ooh, that's the same pitch she saw on the first pitch. So Shelby goes down looking, and that's 2 outs. And we're back to the top of the order. Autumn Ballesteros. Autumn's had 2 hits and a base on ball. She's been on 3 times. She's scored once. And she's made a couple of nice plays at second base. So 1-0 is the count. Orioles desperately need runs. And now she looks at strike 1. That's a foul ball. Anya's on at second. With 2 outs, I imagine she'll be running. Big hit there. Oh, a backhand by Taylene. She's going to try and make the play. Oh my goodness, what a play by Taylene. She is she's a hoover over there. She did not play it clean, but she kept it in front of her and she made the play. Here's the replay. You're going to see this. Autumn really hit it hard. And she's got some wheels. Taylene sticks with it and makes the throw. No wasted effort. Oh, and there's the problem. Autumn stopped running. You got to run through first base. The 2 bases you continue to run through are first and home. And you saw Autumn slow up there. I think if she ran through, it might have been a closer play. So, that being said, we are here at the bottom half of the 5th. 12-5. Orioles find themselves down. On a cold night here at Oriole Park at Aquila Fields. So 2 innings in a row where the Orioles have put up a donut, whereas the South team has scored 3, 4, 2, and 3 in 4 consecutive innings. So we go to that bottom half of the 5th, and we should see Taylene, who made that beautiful play at short. She's scheduled. She's due up here at the bottom of the 4th for the South. So it should be Taylene and Pitham and Smart, the heart of their order. And the Orioles are going to have a little meeting at the mound, meeting of the minds, as they say. And we've got a couple substitutions again. So now we're noticing Sarah Garcia has moved out to left field. Bella Halstead has moved over to first base. So a couple substitutions defensively for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 5th. And Mackenzie Evenson on the mound. Oh, a beautiful play by Shea Swanson. Unbelievable. Catching the foul bunt attempt. So 1 pitch and F2. That is a beautiful. That could have been the play of the night there. What a play. So 1 out, and Evenson throws to Pithman, and she's got a strike. So this would be nice if we could make short work of the Tigers here in the 5th and get back up and wake up those sticks. Oh, she hits it. Oh, and a nice catch by Shelby Borash. Unbelievable. So 2 plays back to back. Here you see the replay. Borash goes up and it was out of the frame, but goes up on her tiptoes and snow cones that one. And that brings up Smart, the pitcher. She swings at the first one, and that's foul. The Orioles all of a sudden have a couple of nice defensive gems. Some web gems there. Beautiful play. Way to flash the leather there, ladies. So Mackenzie jumps out, 0-1. She comes right back, and there's a fly ball to right field. Anya, beautiful play by Anya. Timed it perfectly. And 1-2-3 inning for the Orioles. And that's something we haven't seen in a while. So a really nice inning. We had a foul. Here's the fly ball off of Smart's bat, and that goes out. And Anya had her played perfectly. So either good play, a nice play there, and a nice positioning by Coach Wahutka to have Anya right on the spot. So let's review that. So the first batter was Taylene, who had just come off making a beautiful play out in the field. She comes up, squares up to bunt. She fouls it off. Swanson has the wherewithal to pop up and make the catch for the first out. One pitch, first out. The next batter is Pethian. She hits a line shot over to Shelby Borash at short. Shelby jumps up and makes the catch, so she snags it out for number 2. And then the third out was the long fly ball to right field, where 8th grader Anya makes the play. 1, 2, 3, and that brings up the Orioles. So we were just talking about how South had gone 4 consecutive innings scoring runs, and the Orioles finally got them, held them to none that inning. So moving to the top of the 6th, Orioles are down, but coming up to bat, this should be Sophie Macklem-Johnson, and on deck it looks like is Lauren Resnick. So on a cold May evening, we have softball here at Oriole Park at Quilla Fields in St. Louis Park, and if you get a chance to come out and watch the game, it's a lot of fun. Support all the Park athletics. I think you'll get a kick out of them. All right, here we go. Smart lining up, adjusts the ball. She delivers. Ball outside to Sophie. Sophie is kind of a world traveler on the team. They call her the Globetrotter. She likes to travel all over the country and all over the world. 2-0. And that's 3-0. So quickly jumps out to 3-0. I imagine she'll be taking this pitch. Got a chance to talk with Sophie's brother Duncan at the game the other night. Duncan is an excellent musician, coming to the high school next year, I believe. So base on balls for Sophie Macklem-Johnson on 4 pitches. She gets the pass down to first base, and this brings up 33, the third baseman, Lauren Resnick. Lauren watches strike 1, watches the first pitch. Lauren is 2 for 3 in the game. And she finds herself down quickly, 0-2 in the count. Smart has only shown us 1 pitch so far. It's pretty much just a straight ball. I haven't seen a big change on her. See if she mixes it up here. Oh, and she hit her. So hit by pitch, and Resnick finds herself back on. So she's on for the 3rd time tonight. And that will bring up Shea Swanson, coming off that beautiful play last inning, catching the fall bunt attempt by Taylene. So 2 balls, no strikes, and it appears that Smart's hit a little bit of a wall here in the 6th inning. There's a strike, 2-1. So the runners aren't moving. They've taken a little bit of a lead, but not really testing Ekstrom behind the plate. Ekstrom looks really solid back there. I wouldn't be surprised to see her doing more catching throughout the year. So 3-1. Oh, and a big cut by Sophie. Definitely wanted it, but swung underneath it a little bit. So full count, 3-2. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. And she watches strike 3. So 1 out. I'm sorry, that was not Sophie, that was Shea Swanson, I apologize. Sophie's on second base. So if I misspoke there, that was Shea. And this is Sarah Garcia. So Sarah Garcia is in batting for Maria Barr here in the 6th. And she looks at strike 2. So 0-2, I believe. 12-5 here. South is ahead of the Orioles. Under the lights. And that's a big cut. Let go with one hand. So 2 outs. So after 2 runners get on, we've had 2 consecutive outs, and this brings up Bella Halstead. Bella in for Lauren Myra. Bella's been swinging a hot stick, so let's see if she can connect one. The left fielder's playing a little shallow, and Bella roped one the other night into left center. She could do that again. Oh, she's way ahead of that one. I believe the count is 1-1 on Halstead. There's a hit. She pulls it hard. Third baseman can't handle it. Taylene makes the play, a beautiful heads-up play by Taylene. So the ball bounces off the third baseman. Taylene has the wherewithal to pick it up and tag the runner. That was Sophie going from second to third. So that completes the Orioles half of the sixth. No runs on no hits and one left on. And we have a score of 12-5. Mackenzie Evenson marching back out to the mound. It looks like she'll be starting the bottom of the sixth for the Orioles on the rubber. Again, if you have the desire to watch the game or preview any of our on-demand, you can just go to our website, parktv.org, and scroll down to the on-demand. You can see here program info, web streaming, on demand, and DVDs can all be ordered or found through parktv.org, or you can call the number listed there, and Paul and his crack staff will take care of you. And we appreciate all the hard work that Paul does. For those of you that don't know, it's not just coming here, but Paul's here an hour and a half before the game to set up. He's here after the game to tear down in this kind of frigid cold, and he does it for football and soccer and lacrosse and softball and basketball. So we appreciate all of your hard work and your team coming out and supporting St. Louis Park youth athletics and the high school sports. So leading off the bottom half of the sixth inning for the Tigers, this would be, we'll set a Horn. Horn playing catcher the first game, and this game, second game, she's playing third base. She hits a high fly ball to right field. Oh, and Anya makes another catch. She almost overran it, but she made a nice catch out there. And that is F9. So one out, and this should bring up Signe Rudrud. There you can see the catch, and at the end, it looks like it might have tailed off to her right a little. And Rudrud, she goes to center field. Botsett, and Botsett drops the ball, and she gets it in. So Kristen looks a little disappointed at that. It looked like she might have slipped. Here's the play again. So Rudrud hits it relatively short there. Kristen took one step back, then a step in. She had her glove on it, just could not make the play, and Rudrud finds herself at first base. That's an error. And now Rudrud's down to second. So this is the catcher Ekstrom, and she's had a great game today behind the plate, and hitting-wise, she had a decent first game. She did get a hit. This game, she struck out. She grounded out to the pitcher and grounded out to the second baseman. So 0 for 3 tonight in the second game, and their strike. 12-5, bottom of the sixth here. And there's, a sharply hit ball, and that gets through Autumn. And now they run, they send her home. And now the Orioles, it's becoming a snowball fight as the ball is starting to be thrown all over the field. So we had a E4 there. And Ekstrom ends up on second base. And then Rudrud comes home from second base for the run. And this is Anna Meyer. Anna is playing right field. The ball gets away from Swanson, and Ekstrom goes to third. So 13-5 now. The lead is starting to get a little bit big. Hopefully the Orioles can settle down here. They started off with that nice play by Anya in right. And then unfortunately we had an error in center, error at second base, and there's a foul ball peeled back towards the homes. So a runner at third, 1 run in already this inning, and 1 out. This is Meyer, and due up next was Harris. It looks like they made a substitution. There's a strike, so McKenzie battles back. 2-2 the count on Meyer. And it's official, I cannot feel my feet. All right, here we go. McKenzie rears back, and there's a sharply hit ball, foul down the first baseline. Anya comes over, scoops it up, snaps it into Bella. So 2-2 the count. Mackenzie Evenson on the hill. Takes a look, the windup, and the pitch. Oh, outside. Shea popped up. I believe that's a full count now. So full count, runner at third. 1 out, she hits it back up to second. Autumn stays down on it, makes the play. So nice play by Autumn. The run does score. That's Ekstrom from third for the second run of the inning. And a 4-3 for the second out. And this was Harris, and it looks like they made a substitution. Well, this could be Morgan Harris. She swings it. That's going to be trouble down the line. Autumn can't get to it. Anya can't get to it. The ball scurries away. So Morgan gets a hit. And the top of the order, this should be Coe. So Harris looks like she's going to take off. She is. She's stealing. There's the bunt. Oh, McKenzie took a bad angle at it. And the runner's safe. So a little hit and run there. So Harris on the steal. Coe on the bunt. And this should be Taylene, the shortstop. And another bunt. And nice job. Beautiful cover by Autumn. So McKenzie to Autumn Ballesteros. For the third out. Little surprised to see South continue to bunt when they're up 14-5 this late in the game. But I guess it's not my job to question. So as we enter the top of the 7th, this will be the Orioles' final opportunity to get 9 runs to extend play. And they are looking at, it should be Mackenzie, Anya, Shelby, but we'll see what Coach Wahutka has up his sleeve as he's talking with, Coach Wahutka is talking with Coach Johnson over on the third baseline. I imagine he's not thrilled about the tactics that South has deployed in the last inning, but you know, it's softball. That's why they play the game. They got to learn to play through all of this. So, little meeting on the mound, and we're going to start our final inning of the game. So, top of the 7th here, Oriole Park. And your pitcher, number 19, that's Mackenzie Evenson. Mackenzie's really swung a hot stick tonight. She goes right at it, kind of goes down on it, peels that one foul. So falls behind 0-1 in the count. Like to see that aggressiveness here. There's a swing, ball's fair, hit to the third baseman. And a nice play. Third to first. to record the first out. 5-3. And this is Anya. Anya got on a fielder's choice last time. And she walked the previous time, and her first time up, fielder's choice. So she's got on all 3 times, and she's made a couple nice plays out in right field tonight. She watches an outside ball. (14-5) here at Oriole Park. Ball's in the dirt. Oh, and Anya gets a walk, so good for you, Anya. Her second base on balls tonight. Show some good patience for the KG 8th grader. So number 15 is safe at first base. This brings up number 34, the shortstop, Shelby Borash. Shelby's in the 9 spot tonight. Big cut for Shelby, just a little late. You can kind of see the timing is off just a little for Shelby as she's been out for a while. So hopefully that'll come back. I know she works hard and good student of the game. 0-2. See if Shelby can move Anya over to second, get her in scoring position, and whittle away at this lead. That's low. 1-2. Oh, and Shelby goes down swinging. So that's the second out of the inning. And that brings up the top of the order, and that's Autumn Ballesteros. That goes high. 1-0. So Autumn's up. On deck is Sophie Macklem Johnson. And the ball's outside. Audie quickly goes up 2-0 in the count. The Orioles won their first 2 games against Edison, going 2-0. And then they lost a very close game to Benilde, 6-9. And they lost last night to Robbinsdale. So moving their record to 2-2. There's a foul ball coming down the first baseline. They lost the first game to South tonight, moving their record to 2-3. And South, the way they got here, they were 0-4 coming into tonight. They lost to Cooper 4-3, Southwest 4-3. They lost to Minneapolis Central 10-5, and they lost to Washburn 6-0. There's a hopper up the middle. There's some trouble. Oh, and that's Harris with the put out at second base. So grounder to second baseman unassisted. And that should be the ball game as the kids line up to shake hands and congratulate each other. You see the final score 14-5. An interesting night tonight. Very cold, tough conditions for the kids to play. The Orioles move their record to 2-4, and the Tigers move their record also to 2-4. So it'll be interesting to see how these folks do. And we're only a week away from sections, and they could very easily see each other in Richfield at the sectional games, which would always be fun. So final score tonight for our second game is 14-5. I want to thank everybody for joining, and we'll see you again next time. For Paul, Ellie, I'm Mike Resnick. Have a good night.